Hello, 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 wherever you are in the world. This is Kul Mahay. I am the immersion coach and I hope you're well. It's evening time here in the United Kingdom. Not sure what time it is wherever you are in the world, but I hope you're having a great day. Let me just adjust the lighting a bit. Oh, that's better. That's a bit brighter. I'm sitting in a different position in the room and the lighting is over on that side. So I hope you're well. Good to see you, Marla. Hope you're well. I hope you've had a great day. Emma, thanks for joining us. Martin, good to see you. Finally, great to meet you yesterday. Jane, good to see you too. Arif, thanks for joining us. Ritu, thanks for coming on. Tim, great to see you too. Claire, good to see you. We've got everyone jumping in just at the moment. Kuldeep, good to see you. Hope you're well. We will be in contact very soon, Kuldeep. So guys, hope you've had a great day. I wonder what your day's been like. Sarah, good to see you. Thanks for jumping on. So yesterday I had an incredible day. I met some wonderful people like Kuldeep and Martin at the Approved Driving Instructors Business Summit yesterday. Nearly 300 people in the room. Incredible atmosphere, powerful speeches, and a lot of very serious-minded business owners who wanted to move their businesses forward and get their mindset in the right place, which I thought was incredible. I always say that, you know, the first step is always the hardest step. You need to take action in your life. If you're going to take action in your life, then that first step is the hardest step. And very often that first step is a change in mindset. Very often that first step is actually learning to invest in yourself. So traditionally we believe that if you want something to grow, you have to put money into that. You have to invest in that. You have to put your energies into that, whatever that is. But we very often forget that everything starts with us. So it's about learning to invest in ourselves. And the difficulty that most people experience with this concept is that it's intangible. It's very intangible. I get a lot of clients coming to me and saying, I'd love to get some coaching. I'd love to get some coaching. And then we start talking about the coaching and how it could transform their lives. Hey, Bronwyn, good to see you. Steve, thanks for joining us. When we start talking about how it's going to transform their life, they get really, really excited until we start talking about price. And then they have some real difficulty within their own psyche about understanding that this price that they're going to pay, this investment that they're going to make in themselves is actually going to be it's one of sustainable growth for themselves. So we need to get over that. We need to understand the importance of investing in ourselves and getting something out of it for ourselves. That's sustainable. Fazil, good to see you. Martin, thanks for adding to a great day. You were great. Thank you so much. It was an absolute pleasure seeing you. Barbara, all the way from Australia, good to see you. Hope you're well. Rohan, good to see you. Thank you so much for joining us. Claire says yesterday was amazing. It really was amazing. I had a blast of a time. I really, really enjoyed yesterday. And thank you so much for you guys for stepping up, playing full out and really inputting into the day. What you brought to the day in terms of your awareness, your energy, your commitment to self-growth was so powerful. We need to continue that growth. Very often I find that, you know, you come to these kind of events, you get really elated, you get really excited, you get really energized, and that lasts for a few days, but then you walk away from it all, and then what happens is that real life kicks in, and then you start saying, well, do you know what, it's not really worth it. Ali, thank you so much. Fantastic speech. Ali says that's very kind of you. Mina, good to see you. Thank you very much for joining us. Pinky, thank you very much for joining us too. So guys, we very often come away from these kind of powerful events that shift our mindset. And they shift our mindset sometimes almost like a tsunami. You know, it's like a big shift for us in the first instance, but then real life kicks in, and then you start talking in that pragmatic kind of way, and you start convincing yourself it's not worth me investing in myself. And I'm saying to you, the best investment that you can make ever in your life is in yourself. The best investment is in yourself, because that is when you are really going to grow. So many people start thinking about, is it really worth me spending X amount of pounds on my personal growth? Because I'm going to see nothing coming out of it, nothing tangible. But what they don't realize, the power that you create from that, the clarity of thought that you get from that is so incredibly powerful. Now, I'm going to have a very surreal experience tomorrow. As most of you know, I was in the police service for 32 years, and I left the police service 3 years ago. And tomorrow I've been asked to go back, and I speak at various police forces up and down the country, talking about leadership and helping people to understand the concept of leadership. But tomorrow is going to be a very important day. Robbie, good to see you. Hope you're well. What's the topic about this evening? I'm just about to tell you, Pinky. Tony, good to see you. This is the topic, Pinky. Tomorrow I'm going to go back to my old police force, my old place where I used to work for 32 years, and I'm going to be talking to leaders in that police force about leadership. So I'm going to be talking to them about all the things that I learned, not just whilst I was in the police service, and my ideas around leadership whilst I was in the police service, and why I behaved the way I did, perhaps why I managed and led the way I did. But I'm also going to talk to them. Hey, Simon, good to see you. I'm also going to talk to them about all the things that I've learned since I left the police force about leadership. Now, this is going to be a very strange environment for me because I've never been back to my old police force. As much as I love it, I'm one of these people that, if I make a decision to move forward, I keep moving forward. Good old Derbyshire, I will give them your best, Robbie. In fact, there'll be some names that I will bump into tomorrow that you'll recognize, as will Simon. It's going to be amazing. I'm really excited. I'm really excited. I'm a bit nervous as well, to be honest, about seeing my old colleagues and talking to them. And actually, I'm going, hey Anna, good to see you. Barry, good to see you. Paul, thanks for joining us. I'm actually going back to the very same building that I used to be in charge of at one point in my time. So they have some meeting rooms in this particular building that I used to be the head of the department for, in amongst all the various departments I headed up. But in this particular department, I'm going to be walking in and I will be like an outsider. I will be no longer the head of that department. I shall look forward to speaking to whoever is leading that department now and swapping some stories with them. But I'm really looking forward to talking to the next generation of leaders in Derbyshire Police, and I'm really looking forward to teaching them how to be outstanding leaders in their own right. Not that when it comes to leadership, we have this image of leadership across the world, not just in the police service, that leadership is about hierarchy. Leadership is about what you've got on your shoulder or what status or what title you hold. And I'm very passionate that leadership is a huge responsibility, and leadership is actually about getting people to follow you, getting people to want to follow you, getting people to buy into a vision. And that is what I'm going to be talking about tomorrow. So it's a surreal experience for me. I never thought I'd be going back into my old police force, talking to my old colleagues and some of the new generation of leaders in there, and talking about my ideas of leadership. It's going to be great seeing old people, old friends, old colleagues. We spent our entire adult life together, most of us. And for them to have seen where I've got now, 3 years after having left that organisation, it's going to be absolutely incredible. Good to see you, Majid. I hope you're well. So guys, tomorrow is going to be a very surreal experience, and I will tell you on tomorrow's Facebook Live exactly how it was. But can you imagine when you've been part of this organisation, and whatever we say about the police service, as much as I love it, it is an institutionalized organisation. They have a way of being, and it doesn't really change much as time goes on. So for me to go back into that environment and talk about some real fresh stuff around leadership is going to be quite strange for me. And seeing old faces, walking into my old department, walking into a building that I was the head of at one point, it's gonna be a real strange experience. But what I will say is, thank you so much, Majid and Taj. You guys are biased, I guess. Joanne, good to see you. Good to see you. But what I have found, whenever I've gone into any police force now, and I've been to a few police forces to be up and down the country, and I've talked about this new style of leadership that I very often talk about, creating empowered cultures, talking about leaders that need to be much more humble in their approach and much more sort of transformational in their thinking. Laura, good to see you. I have found that the police service in the UK has been very accepting and very open to these new ways of thinking. And I don't suppose that my old force will be any different. In fact, my old force, I think, will be outstanding because it was an incredible organization that I worked for. And I know I've spoken to 2 people in that old force today. They're super excited about me coming back. I'm super excited about coming back. What I haven't told them, I'm also super nervous about going back as well. I have no idea why. And this is where I have to have a conscious conversation with myself. You know, I'm always saying to people, have a conscious conversation with yourself. You know, challenge your thoughts, understand why you're feeling what you're feeling, become much more emotionally aware of who you are and where you're from and what you're all about. And I'm really looking forward to it. Paul says you'll smash it and give them food for thought. I'm really hoping so, because I'm passionate, Paul, about leadership. I'm passionate about creating phenomenal cultures, whichever organization I go into. I'm really, really passionate about it. And so far, every police force I've visited has been extremely open to this way of thinking. And I'm sure that my old force will be too. What will be really exciting for me is to know that I will have touched the lives of the next generation of leaders in Derbyshire Police, and hopefully they'll go on to becoming outstanding leaders in their own right and take on this whole new way of thinking when it comes to leadership, and do well for the organization. So let's wait and see what happens tomorrow. I will update you tomorrow, no doubt. So round about this time, stay tuned, guys. I will give you a full rundown of what happened when I visit my old organization tomorrow. I'm supercharged. I've done loads of work. All the prep's been done, and then I got told that I have to squeeze 2 days worth of learning into 1 day. So a bit of extra pressure, but hey, it's nothing that you can't rise up to. Emma says, give us a shout if you visit Gwent or South Wales Police. Do you know what, Emma? I have an affiliation with South Wales Police. I have had a lot of friends back in the time who were in the South Wales Police Service. It's a force that I have a lot of time for, and I would love to come back to South Wales Police and do some leadership work there too. But who knows? You just don't know what the future holds, do you? So who knows? I might get to talking to South Wales Police and we might do some work down there. And if I do, I will give you a shout. Sarah says, it will be amazing for them to see how far you've come and how much you've grown. You'll be awesome. Yeah, do you know what? And in such a short space of time, Sarah, I have grown phenomenally. And that is only because I've been laser sharp focused on my own growth. And this is the point I made when I first started this. I recognize the importance of investing in myself to be the very, very best version of myself. And, you know, there was a time when people are saying, I want to coach you or I want to mentor you. It's going to cost X amount. And I thought to myself, oh, really? Do I want to be spending that kind of money? I'd far rather spend that kind of money on going on a holiday. But then I realized that going on a holiday, you spend money, you have 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 1 week of amazing opportunities and experience. And you come back, you get the holiday blues and you are back to square one. So I recognize it's far more important for me to, rather than go on holiday, actually invest that money in myself. And that's exactly what I did. And this is what I tell other people to do. So there's nothing that I talk about, that I preach, that I haven't done myself or that I'm not doing myself. It is so, so important for you to invest in your own self, to get yourself a coach. I have coaches in my life. I still have coaches in my life. I have mentors in my life. I know the power of having somebody that holds you to account, that gets you thinking in a different way, to explore the deeper potential that you have within you. If you want a truly outstanding life, that is the only way of doing it. As far as I am concerned, as far as I know, that is the only way. Get yourself a really powerful coach who can help you dig deep within you and find out that hidden power that you have within yourself. Jonathan, my great friend from Australia, good to see you. Halima, good to see you too. Anna says, you're one of the few who really do walk your talk. You should be proud of how far you've come and the great work you do. That's so beautiful to hear that, Anna. Thank you so much. And you've been part of my growth, and you know what, I'm eternally grateful for that. You've supported me from the very outset when I said to you, Anna, I want you to speak on a stage for the first time in your life at Ignite You, the very first Ignite You Potential. And you rose to the challenge, and I'm so excited that I saw on Facebook, Anna, that you're holding your first workshop ever To think a year ago you were so frightened of getting on the stage and I had to force you onto a stage, and now look what you're doing. This is what can happen, guys. This is what can happen when you do make that investment in yourself, when you do decide that you're going to take it to the next level. This is what happens when you make that decision to invest in your personal growth and take your life to a whole new place. Because don't forget, we were all born with this equality of a potential within us, every single one of us. So, you know, that internal language that we have very often tells us, oh, I'm not as good as that person. I'm not as good enough. I'm not good enough for this. I haven't got the qualifications. I haven't got this and I haven't got that. This is just language. There is no basis for this language, and we really have to challenge ourselves. If we want to grow, there is only one way you're going to grow in life, and that is to get outside of your comfort zone. If you're feeling really cozy now in that comfort zone right now, I say to you, get out of it. Start feeling uncomfortable. Get into that growth zone. Guys, every single one of us can grow. I'm always saying, and I get told off for it, I am not special. I just do what I tell everyone else to do. I just get one foot outside of my comfort zone every single day, and I'm growing every single day. You guys too can also grow. I know one or two of you people on here, and I know the incredible growth that you've had in your own lives. You know, people like Jonathan, who wrote a phenomenal book about the other side of ego and called The Other Side of Ego. You guys, if you haven't read it, by the way, you should read this book, because Jonathan's story is incredible. Jonathan has taken himself way outside of his comfort zone and he's decided to grow. Make the decision to grow. I will let you know what has happened as a consequence of my decision to grow by visiting my old force tomorrow. I will let you all know what happens at tomorrow's Facebook Live. Thank you so much for joining me. God bless you all, and see you tomorrow. Bye bye now.